Okay, so Mount San Jacinto is 123 miles away. Observer height's 150 feet. The horizon distance is 15 miles. The shore distance, 19 miles. Curvature obstruction, 7,800 feet. Okay? At 123 miles, according to your ball, that's 25,000 miles around, we should see 7,800 feet of Earth curve.
And what was the refractive index on those pictures?
Okay, so your argument is that...
My argument is that until you can prove that that is impossible on the globe Earth, I'm not going to consider it as exclusive proof for a flat Earth.
So his argument is that the
I don't
atmosphere...
get how you don't understand that. You have to show me something that doesn't match on more than one model. Show me it doesn't work on the globe Earth. Don't just say, well, according to the thing. Well, okay, yeah, but that changes with refractive index. Does it not?
Let's give him a chance to respond.
We don't live in a model. And the problem with that is if the Earth curve was there, then it would be visible. The problem is it's not visible from anywhere. I've shown you Chicago. I've shown you San Jacinto. I've talked about the Salton Sea observations. And all you're saying is, show me a refractive index. So you're of the opinion that the atmosphere is causing Mount San Jacinto, which is behind 7,800 feet of Earth curve, over a mile of Earth curve, that the air is raising the image of the San Jacinto. So we're not actually seeing the mountain.
No, the image doesn't get raised. It bends. The light bends around the corner. And to you, from what you're looking at, you see the light coming from that direction when it's not. It's coming from that direction. And it's going in that direction. And it's being bent up like that towards you, and you're seeing it. Now, if you can show me where that's not possible, show me it's not possible. I don't care about your observation that you just say, oh, this must be. I don't care about your must be's. I want your empirical shit. I want you to say, this is why this is absolutely impossible on the globe Earth. And then you got an argument. Then you got a case. Until then, you're just blowing air out. Making everybody fucking see how dumb you are.
So my argument is that water is a natural level. It's a property of hydrostatics. So that's why we see bars, because water is a natural level. They teach in school 70% of Earth's surface is water. And all water at rest, which is the study of fluid statics, says the surface of the water will be horizontal and level to its container. So all water you've ever seen, whether it's in a cup, a bowl, a bathtub, a pool, or lake, or an ocean, is one, contained,
That's
and two,
great, bro. Great
I am
observation,
still
but what does that have to do with the Earth?
Relax, T. Yeah, just relax, please.
We'll give you a little bit.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Just because it's a lot of information.
I was just saying water's level.
You were saying it and 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 saying it. You were saying it ad nauseum. Let me answer.
Sorry. I want to let Nathan. I want to let him finish. I was just saying that I don't want to give you too much longer because there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
Both for the audience and even for team, like everybody up here, all the information to like process. So keep going, but
yeah. So water's a natural level. You look at water at rest. It's called a specular reflection. There's no light diffusion on the surface of water when you look at the reflection of something off a calm body of water, because all bodies of water at rest are perfectly flat. So that's our nail in the coffin right there for the globe model. There's no downward vertical curvature. You see how upset he gets when I ask how much downward vertical curvature there should be, because he knows it doesn't exist. It's not there. We can't find it. We can't measure it. It's not observed. And it's not observed in a specular reflection either. So, specular reflections, there's no light diffusion team. If you could respond to that.
I'm sorry, I was listening to somebody give me some information on the...
No worries. Do you know what a specular reflection is?
Go ahead and tell me what you think it is, and I'll move along, and I'll talk about it if I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. But hold on, you've been talking for a minute. Let me address some of your arguments for a second. You haven't... Hey, you know what? You said, has everything not been addressing what you just brought up? Have I not brought up a point?
You haven't addressed anything about what I just said.
Yes, I have. Your observation...
You're of the opinion that 7,800 feet of Earth curvature...
Yes, what's the height of the mountain, please? Can you please talk about the tallest part of the mountain, the height of the mountain?
Yeah, no problem. About 9,000 feet.
How much?
I mean, look, I have the exact numbers right here, 1 second.
And how much was supposed to be, according to your 8 inches per mile squared calculation?
Mountain height, 10,800 feet. Observable height is 150 feet. Curvature obstruction for your ball, that's 25,000 miles around, that you told me you believe in, Yeah, 7,800 feet.
So there's still 4,000 feet above that you're supposed to be able to see without the refraction? There's 4,000 feet of the
Wait.
mountain that you're supposed to still be seeing without, or 3,000, right? 3,000,
Yeah, 3,000.
about 3,000 that you're supposed to be seeing without refraction. Not just because it might be an optimal day for refraction. The atmospheric conditions might be possible to see even more of the mountain. That's not possible though, even with the video I just showed, right? But it's absolute proof that the Earth must be flat. Hell
Alright, we
fucking
got
no.
world record. We got the world record Bardet-Krenz photo, 270 miles. So are you saying that atmospheric conditions are causing the Bardet-Krenz mountain to hover above Earth curve?
I don't know. Throw out another goddamn observation you're completely uninformed on, and let me see what you have to say about it.
I have all the numbers here.
Okay, well let me get to a point that you've made since you keep making these dumbass uninformed observations where you don't have a refractive index. You can't tell me that it's absolutely not supposed to be seen on the globe Earth. All you can just say is, oh, but look, this is so much further than what my completely incorrect calculation has to fucking say. So let me go ahead and start reading off some of the shit that you brought up. Okay, so you said that the atmosphere must increase in velocity. Well, what kind of velocity there, Nathan? Would you, as it goes up in the sky, is it linear velocity? Is it angular velocity? What type of velocity is it supposed to go so dramatically high, much higher as you go up? And how much more should it go at, let's say, 2 miles up? How much faster should the atmosphere? So tell me first, define what kind of velocity you're talking about as it goes up. And then second, tell me how much faster it's supposed to be so I can show you exactly where you're wrong.
So you're of the opinion the atmosphere moves with the Earth?
They both move around the Earth at 15 degrees per hour, yes.
They both move together?
Around the axis of rotation, yes.
So
Prove
the
it wrong.
atmosphere is moving with the Earth?
That's what Coriolis shows us, yes, absolutely.
Coriolis states that the atmosphere moves separately from the Earth.
The atmosphere is not physically attached to the Earth any more than the air molecules inside of your car as you drive are physically attached to your fucking car.
Okay, so if it's not physically attached, how does Earth drag it with its rotation?
How does your car drag the atmosphere when it drives off? Why, when you begin to drive, you don't feel the air hit you in the fucking face?
Well, because the car's a closed container. That was one of my arguments in my opening.
And we'll get to that. And we'll get to that very incorrect argument in a moment, because you absolutely have this predefined notion of what a barrier must be, and you're absolutely incorrect on that as well.
So why do you compare being on a ball in space to being in a car?
The atmosphere, you don't have to. I can show you a video where there's not, where it isn't a closed car, and the atmosphere inside of an uncontained system is still moving relative to the frame of reference. Yes, I can show you that.
So,
and it's not completely impossible just because you say you don't get it and it is impossible.
Just when you turn on a blender,
yeah,
the center moves faster than the outer portion.
Okay.
You agree?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So if the Earth has a Coriolis and the atmosphere moves separately from the Earth,
when did this just happen? Do you think the Earth just started rotating last year and the atmosphere was there and they were all stuck in one spot and now the atmosphere just started, or the Earth started rotating and now we gotta wait for the blender to catch up with everything?
Team, I don't think the Earth rotates. I'm trying to.
That's your problem.
argument.
Nobody cares about your ignorances. I don't care about them either.
We'll see
It
when we
does.
get to the Q&A.
It does. I showed you with the optical gyroscope. I'm telling you with Coriolis, there's no way you can describe how Coriolis is possible without talking about the rotation of the Earth.
There is no Coriolis.
So just hurricanes just happen to rotate in one direction north of the equator and in another direction opposite of the equator. The weather systems, all weather systems, just happen to follow what Coriolis force, the existence of a Coriolis force would predict. All of those follow that, but there's no Coriolis force. Do you have proof of that?
So your argument is that storms are...
Do you have proof of what you just said?
Can you stop interrupting me for 2 seconds?
To answer my question,
okay?
do you have proof that there is no Coriolis?
Yeah, of course I do.
Show it to me.
You throw something in the air and it comes right back down.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Coriolis states that the atmosphere...
What should happen? What should happen? Tell me.
I'm about to.
No. Tell me what should happen.
Yeah. Coriolis states that the atmosphere moves separately from the Earth. So if you look at Neil deGrasse Tyson's Twitter, he says that field goals are made or lost based on the fact that a ball is flying in the air, the atmosphere, the second reference frame, from the moving baller you believe in.
Okay, so you're using Neil
I'm
deGrasse
still-
Tyson as your
Hold
evidence.
on. I'm explaining how Coriolis works. Okay.
Okay, well,
Neil
get to a
deGrasse
point.
Tyson.
Stop trying to be so dramatically long with your description. Just get to the fucking
If
point
the
so I
Earth-
can tell you how you go on.
If the Earth has a Coriolis, objects in the atmosphere would experience a Earth rotating underneath them. That's what the Coriolis is.
Okay?
And we experience none of that.
So every sniper out there says that when they say that they're looking at a target, oh yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that.
The sniper argument.
Because I can
Yeah.
bring up a sniper on here that's a sniper on the internet that says when you fire in the direction of rotation, your target will drop relative to you. Relative to your to the way you're firing. And when you fire in the opposite direction, your target will raise.
So it's dropping or raising based on the rotation.
Yeah, isn't that what you just fucking brought up about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
How long is
Do you
the
even understand what the whole purpose of what he said was?
let's give it a chance. How long is the sniper bullet in the air for? Less than a second?
Who
Would you?
fucking cares?
Well-
Sniper, you have no idea. That you don't. Are you just making an assumption on a video that you haven't watched just to support your narrative?
Can we-
Because you know what? You don't know how far sniper bullets go. Sniper bullets that are shot at relatively short distances don't necessarily take a Coriolis into account. But if they are shooting at great distances, which is usually done on a range, they absolutely do take it into account.
All right,
I've got video to show you.
Let's give him a chance to respond, and then we can come back to the video, but go ahead and.
So this gentleman's argument is that in a split second, the Earth rotated under a sniper bullet. Well, my question to you is, does Earth rotate under drones, helicopters, hot air balloons, or airplanes traveling west to east and east to west?
Of course they do. Do you understand that conservation of momentum is a thing? Do you understand that in aerodynamics, when you have aerodynamics and you put an object that is an aerodynamic object that is controlled flight, it uses the air around it to control its flight. Not the ground beneath it, the air around it. So if it gets into the air and the air just starts taking off in one direction, guess what? The fucking drone isn't just going to sit there and experience the air going around it unless it has a sensor that aligns it to the ground. No, it's going to think that its frame of reference, which is the pocket of air it's in, is completely fucking still, and it's just going to go right along with the air. That's how fucking aerodynamics works. That's how come when you take a helicopter and you go above a spot, it's going to rotate at 15 degrees per hour inside of the atmosphere. Not because of the ground below it, but because of the atmosphere that it's inside of.
So the helicopter rotates at 15 degrees with the Earth, is what you're saying?
Yes?
Okay, so why doesn't the sniper bullet do that?
What are you talking about? It does. Conservation of fucking momentum. You're
You just
adding-
said Earth rotated under the sniper bullet. Right?
It rotates.
You just
Hey,
said
listen,
Earth
listen,
rotates
if
under
you
the
jump
sniper
up
bullet.
and down right now, the Earth rotates underneath you. Do you agree with that? In my model, when you jump up and down, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean anything, okay? When the bullet is fired, the bullet is ballistic. Do you agree with that? Yes or no?
So the Earth moves
Hold
under you when
on.
you jump.
Agree, yes or no. Quit trying to avoid my question.
Wait, you just said
You
the
know
Earth
I'm
moves
about to
under
prove
you.
you wrong, so answer the question
You said
or
the
don't.
Earth moves under you.
Do you understand that when the bullet is fired, it's ballistic? Do you understand that?
Yeah, like a ballistic.
Do you
Could
understand that when the
could
bullet is
you
fired,
define
it's
that for
ballistic?
the audience, please? So
It means that
we're
it's
clear on
not powered. It's under its own fucking power. It's been shot out, and there's nothing else to guide it or anything, okay? It doesn't have power
Just like
flight.
my water bottle.
Toss it in the air. Toss it in the air. That's fucking ballistic right there,
Did the
okay?
Earth rotate under
Now,
it?
yes, it did.
Earth
And,
rotated
yes,
under
it
at
did.
1,000 miles an
And
hour.
you're ignorant. No, 15 degrees per hour. We're not at the equator, are we?
Okay, so wait,
Jackass?
15 degrees an hour, right? So we live on a ball. Just
That's why you don't understand what you're talking about because you make dumbass comments like that.
Right? So 15 degrees an hour,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So Earth's allegedly 24,901
Mm-hmm.
miles around. We allegedly have one day, one 24-hour day.
Mm-hmm.
So Earth's allegedly traveling approximately 1,000 miles an hour, or what you call 15 degrees.
Okay, so if you're driving in a car at 1,000 miles an hour and you flip a coin up, is the coin going to come right back down, Nathan, or is it going to hit the dude in the back seat?
If you're in a car that's not moving at all, then you.
If you're in a car that's moving at a constant 1,000 miles per hour and
Same
you
thing
flip
happens
a
in a
coin up,
stationary.
exactly. So what's your fucking point right now?
What's your point?
You're the one that made the point about tossing the bottle up in the air and saying, "Is the Earth rotating?" Yes, it is.
Wait,
Is
so-
the Earth rotating under the bullet when it's ballistic? Yes, it is.
So if
but
I
guess
fire a
what?
sniper bullet in the car-
Yeah. So whatever. Let's say.
Will there be Coriolis?
If you what?
You fire a sniper bullet in the car, Because that was just your proof a minute ago. You said Earth rotates
Listen how
under a
stupid-
sniper bullet.
Yes, listen how stupid you are.
That's just an ad
Listen how
hominem attack.
dumb-
You're the one
dumb-
double speaking.
No.
You're the one who says Earth rotates under a bullet.
Well, you can say
but
whatever
then-
you want to say, but that doesn't make it true. What I said is that when you have a sniper and he fires in direction of rotation, you are going to take the velocity of the bullet plus the velocity of
I
the
got it.
rotation
First
of the
rotates under
Earth.
the bullet.
Okay,
Yeah, I got it.
so
I
the
hear you.
bullet is going to continue.
I hear
So
you.
if it, let's say the
Earth
bullet is
rotates.
traveling at 1,000 miles
hear
an
you.
hour. Let's say the bullet is traveling at 1,000 miles per hour relative to the axis of rotation. We're also going to say that the Earth has a linear velocity of 1,000. Well, it would be 1,000 miles per hour relative to the shooter, and the shooter is moving at 1,000 miles per hour relative to the axis of rotation. Then the bullet is going to travel across that surface at 1,000 miles per hour across the surface, 2,000 miles per hour relative to the axis of rotation. When it does that, the original orientation that you were in, you were aiming at a target that way. As you fire, your entire frame of reference rotates, but the target rotates away from your original orientation. Away. The target will drop when you're firing in the direction of rotation, and then when you're firing in the opposite way of rotation, when it's rotating towards you, when you aim at it and you shoot, the target will raise up like this.
So, team, when you jump in the air, do objects that are east of you move towards you?
No.
No.
Because you
No,
maintain
don't.
your, oh my God, because you maintain your conservation of
so-
momentum, dude.
so if you
How
jump-
are you disagreeing that conservation of momentum is a thing? Do you think that when you jump up, when I go like this, the entire fucking Earth is supposed to rotate under me? And
just
that's
said
my
it.
model. That's my model. You think that's the
You
case?
just
We
said
have
it
some,
does.
You're an idiot.
Hold on, 1 second.
It doesn't
You
do that?
You do have some.
There's no
buffer.
Coriolis.
How about
Hold on, 1
fucking
second.
conservation of
Guys, Hold
momentum?
on.
Either
I'm
there's
saying,
We do
Coriolis
have
or
some
there's
significant-
no
We
Coriolis.
have significant buffer. I do just want to let people know we will be going to the Q&A in about 8 minutes. So if you do have a question, hopefully we can try to get to it. We'll do our
I'm
best.
doing my Q&A in my main team, by the way.
Gotcha. And if you happen to have a question, please fire that into the live chat. We will try to get to those questions, and hopefully the buffering will resolve in just a second, and we will be back at it. So until it seems to bounce back, you bet.
That's me.
Do want to